Deposits of the economic impact payments appeared in some bank accounts 2 weeks ago. For those in poverty, though, bank accounts are a luxury they cannot afford. And that leaves the question, how do they get their money now? Jenna Cisneros reports.
Legal Aid Line, can I help you?
When it comes to stimulus checks and those in poverty, Regina Campbell doesn't know what to tell people to expect.
Shocking news has been released, and there are several new plans put together by Republicans and the Democrats, and they're trying to get things done for the American people. Now, there has been no shortage of Republican lawmakers bickering over Social Security in recent weeks because, as Republicans and Democrats have pointed out, fingers over which party wants to fix the program and which one wants to undermine it. Well, there are several problems with this. Because during a Senate Finance Committee hearing, the Senate Republicans accused the Treasury Secretary of lying about President Biden's willingness to work with lawmakers on Social Security reform. That followed a similar exchange between Republican Mitt Romney and Shalonda Young. Now, in this separate hearing, Romney said that she was simply wrong and not honest to suggest that current members of Congress want to cut off Social Security and Medicare. With so much hostility between the political parties, it's hard to see any hope of bipartisan Social Security reform that is. The only solution with even a whiff of bipartisan support is a proposal to raise this full retirement age for Social Security beneficiaries. That proposal announced last month is being pushed by the Cassidy senators and the Louisiana Republican and also the Senator Angus King, a Maine independent who caucuses with Democrats. The two are leading a group of legislators that aim to raise the full retirement age 70 to 67. Raising the full retirement age is seen as one of the ways to lessen the impact of the coming insolvency of Social Security's old age and survivors insurance, which finances about 20 to a quarter% of Social Security benefits. It is. The fund is expected to run out of money by the middle of the decade, meaning that Social Security will have to rely solely on payroll taxes for funding. That could be a big problem that people run into. Now, raising the full retirement age isn't a good idea for so many people too, because it does have bipartisan support among the registered voters, and though not necessarily raising all the way to age 70, a 2022 survey of more than 2,500 registered voters found that 75% of respondents favored gradually raising the age from 67 to 68, a move that would eliminate an estimated 14% of the funding shortfall. Now, support was evenly split between Republicans and Democrats, but other solutions with bipartisan support among voters include making more wages subject to the payroll tax, increasing Social Security withholding, and reducing benefits for the high earners. But for now, much of the focus is on whether to raise the full retirement age. Not everyone supports the data, because Social Security advocates and many lawmakers have pushed back against the proposal because of the national, political, financial impact it would have on seniors who are already struggling to make ends meet. Plus, folks, I also want you to know this. The National Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare, which is a non-profit advocacy group, is raising the full retirement age and cutting benefits for anybody retiring before the new full retirement age. So this means U.S. consumers struggled immensely in 2022 as inflation soared from the start of the year through the end of it. A lot of people closed out the year in debt because that's what it took to keep up with inflation. But while inflation is higher than the average, it's slowly but steadily cooling. It's not done all the way, but at least we're making some progress on this. Because while falling inflation is great news for consumers, and particularly budget-conscious retirees, it could spell trouble for the Social Security recipients. That's not something that's good. So what Joe Biden needs to do is send out stimulus payments as soon as possible.
I'm not mistaken, Stenny, to be able to work together, because we got to get it done. Plus, I hired 2 senior advisors, both of whom are pretty damn good. Mitch Landrieu, the former mayor down in Louisiana, and John Podesta, in charge of carrying out the bipartisan infrastructure law and the Inflation Reduction Act. They'll be here tomorrow, both of them under the bulk of my cabinet members, to discuss with you exactly how we're coordinating this. And it really is important how we do it. And we get it out, we get shovels in the ground, we let people know what's happening, and we change their lives. And they know it when they see it. And they'll see it and they'll know why we did it. Now, we're going to bring together every element of the federal government to invest wisely and quickly. In the process, they'll attract more private sector investment as well to get the best possible results for American workers and American families.
On time, 45 million people dealing with student debt. Families can't afford child care for their kids. We have 600,000 people who are homeless in America, including people a few blocks away from the United States Capitol. Rich are getting much richer, middle class continues to shrink. And if you want to talk about
I know many of you are wondering whether all Americans will be receiving a fourth stimulus check this month. So, here's the most important news on this. With prices increasing due to inflation and growing concern about the economy going into a possible recession, more than a dozen states are looking to send money to taxpayers in the form of tax refunds and relief checks as a way to ease the strain on their wallets. To help residents, some states are looking at statewide child tax credits and a gas tax holiday to bring gas prices down at the pump. This follows the federal government issuing 3 rounds of stimulus checks during the economic downturn caused by the crisis. Up to 23 million Californians can expect to receive a one-time inflation relief check starting this October, called a middle class tax refund by Governor Gavin Newsom. Eligible families can look for up to $1,000, and New Mexico is sending out several waves of tax rebates and economic relief checks to those who qualify. The New Mexico first rebate went out in May and June, with more going out this month and August. Colorado Governor Jared Polis also announced that Colorado taxpayers will get more of their hard-earned money back, with $750 going back to individuals and $1,500 to joint fathers this summer. People in Colorado have until June 30th to file their taxes to receive the tax rebate this summer. These tax rebates are money already owed by people in Colorado and are getting back to them nearly a year quicker. Now that's thanks to a bipartisan law signed by the governor. The Colorado Cashback Tax Rebate is one of the steps that the Polis administration is taking to save people in Colorado money and put money back into the pockets of hardworking people. The Hawaii governor also signed a new bill into law. The bill puts more money directly into the accounts of Hawaii residents. The governor first proposed a tax refund in his 2022 State of the State address, given the strong revenue projections, and state legislature was able to increase the amount that will be returned to the taxpayers. The plan provides a tax refund of $300 for taxpayers who earn less than $100,000 a year, or couples earning less than $200,000. Taxpayers who earn more than $100,000 will receive $100. The Idaho State Tax Commission also started issuing 2022 rebates this year. The rebates automatically go to people who were full-year Idaho residents for 2020 and 2021. Now, this includes people who filed grocery credit refund returns, and the rebate amount is either $75 per taxpayer and each dependent, or 12% of their taxes for 2020. The Indiana governor also announced a plan that will return a total of $1 billion to Indiana residents. Each taxpayer will get about $225 in addition to $125. There is some good news, everybody. Up to $350 relief payments have been officially proposed in Congress. Millions of Americans are eligible to receive a new monthly stimulus check. These payments will be automatically deposited. Now, a proposed plan from Senate Republicans would restart the monthly child tax credit payments, but with some new limitations. Republican Senator Mitt Romney